All right, good evening. This is a regular meeting of the Council of the City of Ottawa, Illinois. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Eichelkraut. Gainier.
Here.
Rodriguez. Here. Less.
Here.
Mayor.
Here.
We have 4 present.
Everybody stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moved by Commissioner Less that the minutes of a regular meeting of the Council of the City of Ottawa, Illinois, held on Tuesday, November 5th, 2019, be approved as recorded in the permanent files of the City Clerk.
Is there a second? Commissioner Rodriguez, any corrections? Roll call, please.
Gainier.
Aye.
Rodriguez. Aye. Less.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye. Is anyone wishing to appear before the council?
My name is Todd Volker. I live in Ottawa, and I'm a citizen here. I have a few comments about the proposed cannabis ordinance. So these are some reflections. The first is that, like it or not, in the end, the truth always wins. We all know this. The truth of the matter is that marijuana is very bad for individual health. It's very psychologically addictive, and I've met these addicts. It's physically addictive as well, and perhaps worst of all, it causes irretrievable harm to teenage brains. It's the teenage brains I'm worried most about. Very few people decide to take up hard drugs when they're 30 or 40 years old. They know better. The danger in Ottawa is a danger to our young. It hurts young people over the long term when drugs divert them from taking an active and productive part in life and in building good futures for themselves. Can anyone honestly say that drug taking leads to genuine happiness in life? So we know that in the long term, the truth wins. Science clearly shows that genetically modified marijuana is vastly more addictive than the stuff you may have puffed in 1974. It's addictive. Science also shows that it is a gateway drug that leads to more negative substances and behaviors. Experience shows that legal pot is a public nuisance. To get money, addicts break into garages, cars, houses, or leech endlessly off of a diminishing number of friends and family. This is a fact. This happens. Families have a hard enough time nowadays without adding to their stress and their workload. The truth is that this is also a public safety matter. Car crashes involving marijuana intoxication have boomed in the states which legalize pot. We all know this fact. Truth wins. Expect more car crashes on the streets of Ottawa. If I were a billionaire living on a private resort in the Bahamas, or our governor, I wouldn't so much mind legalizing marijuana. I would have thick, high walls and 24-hour security and never have to live among the social problems caused by legalization. No one's going to break into Pritzker's garage. It would seem a way to solve our lousy state's lousy finances without much work. In the short term, there will be revenue gain. In the long term, the taxpayer is a loser. If I were a baby boomer still living in the past, I would think the whole matter of legal marijuana trivial and perhaps laugh at anyone who points to the real truth here. The truth is that despite what Cheech and Chong and George Carlin may have told you, it's nasty stuff. Hilariously, there are YouTube videos of old stars who tell their stupidity in smoking pot and how they broke that addiction. But it's not 1974 anymore. Marijuana is up to 18 times more powerful, having been genetically modified. Truth be told here, marijuana frequently leads to other drugs and drug use. It causes physical impairment, says the American Medical Association. Who am I to say anything about that? And many, many police organizations have begged legislators not to legalize the drug. The legalization effort has been well funded by Wall Street and the hope of a windfall. Millions of dollars have been carefully marshaled and spent in order to affect current public opinion. It's aided and abetted by baby boomers who liked George Carlin and thought his druggy humor was a blast, or who got an adolescent kick from doing something illegal. We should really question those who just base their opinion off of 40-year-old comedy routines or even personal experience from 40 years ago. I want to believe the public should know the names and addresses of the creeps, or I believe the public should know the names and addresses of the creeps who want to sell this stuff in Ottawa. The truth is that there are hard, constant costs that are not being counted here. the cost of social services, the cost of physically harmed individuals, broken relationships and families, and the consequences of these losses. There are externalities that Wall Street passes off onto the City of Ottawa. I encourage the City of Ottawa to lay away its portion of tax revenue coming from the sale of this drug to go toward drug prevention programs aimed at local teens and young adults. There should be an ongoing program at the middle school and high school, and drug prevention should be regularly taught by city police. I feel the City Council has enough wisdom to study the facts and assess the danger here. You were elected to be repositories of public wisdom and have a concern for public welfare, health, and safety. The truth here is that marijuana will really hurt people. So let's pull up a new ordinance here and make this a better town. I think this is a sign of great wisdom to be able to improve the situation by passing a new ordinance that helps people by not allowing the sale of this drug. I believe many here in Ottawa would praise you for making the city a better place by such a new ordinance. It makes Ottawa a more livable and progressive community. We would experience fewer problems than other towns that rushed into this business. So you can really add value by blocking the sale of this drug. You can do it. No one will laugh at you or look down on you, but will respect a city council that takes facts into consideration and works toward the good of the community. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Second speaker.
My name's Rod Verdean. I'm also a citizen of Ottawa. And I agree with all the things Todd said, and I'd like to make it a little more personal for you. Let me tell you about a person I know, and I used to be the assistant director at the detention home, and many of the kids were affected there, but this isn't a person who actually was ever there. She crashed her car, her parents' car, which they needed the car to get to their job. She had 2 children out of wedlock, of course, who were basically her pushers, were the fathers. One of the children was born with his intestines outside his body, which more than likely was because of the marijuana she'd used. Right now, she is living in a abandoned house that has no utilities. Unfortunately, her children are living with her yet. I just want you guys to seriously consider about being as brave as some other cities who simply said no to any sales of recreational marijuana. I know in part it's a money thing, but as Todd pretty well pointed out, it's not going to get you anything but trouble. More than likely, most of that money you would bring in would be used in police, etc. And it also, like Todd said, it's been more potent now. Maybe some of you actually, when you're in high school or college, used marijuana and you gave it up and to raise a family, to have a good job. And you look back on that and you say, well, what's the difference if they can have pot? Again, like Todd said, it's 15 times as strong now. If you had that experience, don't count on it, because it's not accurate. What they will be selling in this town will be very dangerous. What's already sold in this town as medical marijuana, I know a person who uses medical marijuana and probably uses a much more potent dose than he needs to, simply because they're telling him this will work better. And if you think anybody is going to come here and say, here, why don't you use this pot that your grandfather or your father used? It's not going to happen. They're going to take advantage of this town. They're going to put. I really urge you to make this a town which you have been working so hard at, that people can be proud of, that they won't have to say, well, maybe if you remember a few years ago, a reference to Ottawa High School as heroin high, you may be hearing that again. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else have any comments? Move on to the agenda. Commissioner Gainier, do you have anything?
Not tonight, I don't.
Go to Commissioner Rodriguez.
Moved by Commissioner Rodriguez that a resolution authorizing the execution of a license agreement between the City of Ottawa and Sandra Madden for a fence and a patio located in the city's right-of-way at 1000 West Superior Street, which has been on file for public inspection since November 5th, 2019, be adopted.
Is there a second? Commissioner Less? Roll call, please.
Gainier?
Aye.
Rodriguez? Aye. Less?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Moved by Commissioner Rodriguez that a resolution authorizing the execution of urban and community forestry grant agreements between the City of Ottawa and the Morton Arboretum, which has been on file for public inspection since November 5th, 2019, be adopted.
Is there a second? Commissioner Less? Roll call, please.
Gainier?
Aye.
Rodriguez? Aye. Less?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye. Do you have anything else, Commissioner Rodriguez?
I do not.
We'll move to Commissioner Less.
Moved by Commissioner Less that a resolution approving change order number 2 from Pierce Midwest Regional Refurbishment Center in the increased amount of $1,718 be adopted.
Is there a second? Commissioner Gainier, roll call, please.
Gain,
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's
This
okay.
is just another repair that we found when they were disassembling things, that the transmission fluid was leaking, so we needed to go ahead and get that replaced.
All right, thanks. Roll call.
Gainier?
Aye.
Rodriguez? Aye. Less?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye. Do you have anything else, Commissioner Less?
Nothing further, sir. Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to the mayor's portion.
Moved by Mayor Awesome that the biweekly salary payroll of November 15th, 2019, in the amount of $392,571.45 be approved and warrants issued.
Is there a second? Commissioner Rodriguez, roll call, please.
Gainier?
Aye.
Rodriguez? Aye. Less?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Awesome that the monthly expense report of November 19th, 2019, showing expenses in the amount of $2,990,981.83 be approved and warrants issued.
Is there a second? Commissioner Gainier, roll call, please.
Gainier?
Aye.
Rodriguez? Aye. Less?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Awesome that the monthly salary payroll of November 14th, 2019, in the amount of $2,404.66 be approved and warrants issued.
Is there a second? Commissioner Rodriguez, roll call, please.
Gainier?
Aye.
Rodriguez? Aye. Less?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Awesome that the monthly financial report of City Clerk Shelley L. Monks for the month of October 2019 be received and placed on file.
Is there a second? Commissioner Less, roll call, please.
Gainier?
Aye.
Rodriguez? Aye. Less?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Awesome that an ordinance amending Section 22-161.2 of the Municipal Code of the City of Ottawa, LaSalle County, Illinois, regarding electrical contractor registration fees be passed and approved.
Is there a second? Commissioner Rodriguez, any discussion? I think this is, for a long time, the fee for the registration has been $100, and there's a lot of testing and record keeping that we do, and so effective January 1st, it's going up to $150 for a year. Roll call, please.
Gainier?
Aye.
Rodriguez? Aye. Less?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Awesome that an ordinance authorizing the sale of real property owned by the City of Ottawa and providing for public notice thereof for properties located at 1352 Illinois Avenue, 1709 Poplar Street, and 902 West Madison Street, and proposals being received no later than Monday, January 6, 2020, at 4:30 p.m. be passed and approved.
Is there a second? Commissioner Gainier, any discussion? Is this from the Starbuck Homes?
Yes. No, I'm sorry, these are the
Abandonments.
new abandoned properties that we just got judicial deed on.
So these are just 3 abandoned properties that we acquired, and hopefully we're going to purchase them back on the tax rolls. Roll call, please.
Gainier?
Aye.
Rodriguez? Aye. Bless?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Awesome that an ordinance authorizing the sale of personal property in a 2008 Chevrolet passenger bus with bids received no later than Monday, December 16, 2019, at 4:30 p.m. be passed and approved.
Is there a second? Commissioner Rodriguez, roll call, please.
Gainier?
Aye.
Rodriguez? Aye. Less?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Awesome that an ordinance amending Chapter 28 of the Municipal Code of the City of Ottawa, LaSalle County, Illinois, regarding cannabis regulations be passed and approved.
Is there a second? Commissioner Hayner, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Gainier?
Aye.
Rodriguez?
Aye.
Less?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Austin that an ordinance amending Section 102-158 of the Municipal Code of the City of Ottawa, LaSalle County, Illinois, prohibiting parking on the north side of West Lafayette Street from Sycamore Street to Chestnut Street be passed and approved.
Is there a second? Commissioner Rodriguez, roll call, please.
Gainier?
Aye.
Rodriguez?
Aye.
Less?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Austin that a resolution authorizing the execution of an engagement letter between the City of Ottawa and Lauterbach and Amon LLP for financial reporting for the police and fire pension funds, which has been on file for public inspection since November 5th, 2019, be adopted.
Is there a second? Commissioner Gainier, roll call, please.
Gainier?
Nay.
Do you not want to second it then?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. Rodriguez?
Aye.
Les?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Austin that a resolution authorizing the execution of an energy purchase agreement at a price not to exceed 4 cents for the fixed energy cost, which has been on file for public inspection since November 5th, 2019, be adopted.
Is there a second? Commissioner Rodriguez, roll call, please.
Gainier?
Aye.
Rodriguez?
Aye.
Les?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Awesome that a resolution authorizing the execution of a local public agency agreement for federal participation between the City of Ottawa and the Illinois Department of Transportation for the Interstate 80 pedestrian bridge, which has been on file for public inspection since November 5th, 2019, be adopted.
Is there a second? Commissioner Rodriguez, roll call, please.
Gainier?
Aye.
Rodriguez?
Aye.
Les?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Awesome that a resolution authorizing the execution of an intergovernmental agreement between the City of Ottawa and the Illinois Department of Transportation for maintenance of the pedestrian bridge, which has been on file for public inspection since November 5th, 2019, be adopted.
Is there a second? Commissioner Rodriguez, roll call, please.
Gainier?
Aye.
Rodriguez?
Aye.
Les?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Awesome that a resolution authorizing the execution of change order number 1 from Deconstruction and the increased amount of $1,980 for the canal rewatering project be adopted.
Is there a second? Commissioner Gainier, roll call, please.
Gainier?
Aye.
Rodriguez?
Aye.
Les?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Awesome that a resolution authorizing the execution of a customer service agreement for waste between the City of Ottawa and Republic Services be received and placed on file for public inspection.
Is there a second? Commissioner Les, roll call, please.
Gainier?
Aye.
Rodriguez?
Aye.
Les?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye. Okay, we've got a couple proclamations. Whereas the American Legion was chartered by Congress in 1919 as a wartime veterans organization based on the 4 pillars of care for veterans: national security, Americanism, and children and youth. And whereas the members of the American Legion are dedicated to upholding the ideals of freedom and democracy while working to make a difference in the lives of fellow Americans, and whereas the American Legion Auxiliary was also founded in 1919 to support the American Legion and honor the sacrifice of those who serve by enhancing the lives of our veterans, military, and their families, both at home and abroad. Whereas the American Legion Auxiliary is celebrating its centennial in 2019-2020, now therefore, I, Daniel F. Awesome, Mayor of the City of Ottawa, do hereby proclaim November 2019 as American Legion Auxiliary Centennial Month. Proclaim this 19th day of November 2019.
Moved by Mayor Awesome that a proclamation naming the month of November 2019 as American Legion Auxiliary Centennial Month in the City of Ottawa be adopted.
Is there a second? Commissioner Gainier, roll call, please.
Gainier?
Aye.
Rodriguez? Les?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye. And we have one more proclamation. Whereas Ottawa Radio WCMY 1430 is once again organizing the community event Freezing for a Reason for the 11th consecutive year on Friday, December 6, 2019, to collect supplies for the Ottawa Community Food Basket. And whereas the City of Ottawa is a co-sponsor of this event with WCMY, Handy Foods, and Stevenson Transfer, and whereas WCMY will be live on air from 7 a.m. till 5 p.m. on that day to collect monetary donations and fill trucks with non-perishable food items. And whereas volunteers from the entire WCMY listening area turn out to assist with the day's events, with entertainment being provided throughout the day, and whereas Freezing for a Reason has to date collected hundreds of thousands of pounds of foods, as well as significant monetary donations, enough to provide meals for thousands of families that have difficulty paying for the most basic elements of everyday life. Now therefore, I, Daniel F. Awesome, on behalf of the City Council, declare Friday, December 6, 2019, Freezing for a Reason Day in the City of Ottawa, and encourage all citizens to participate and donate to this worthy event. Proclaim the 19th day of November, 2019.
Moved by Mayor Awesome that a proclamation declaring Friday, December 6, 2019 as Freezing for a Reason Day in the City of Ottawa be adopted.
Is there a second? Commissioner Les, roll call, please.
Gainier?
Aye.
Rodriguez? Aye. Les?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Do you have anything else, sir?
Anybody else have anything?
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah.
Moved by Mayor Awesome that this regular meeting be adjourned.
Is there a second? Commissioner Rodriguez, roll call, please.
Gainier?
Aye.
Rodriguez? Aye. Les?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
All right. Well, he'll give them to you.